I was terrified when I realized every time I hit the rewind button on my camcorder, everything around me actually went backward. That day at lunch, my son accidentally spilled ketchup on his shirt. I happened to be filming him. He told me to delete the video. I agreed, but when I tried to erase it, my finger slipped and hit rewind. In an instant, the whole world started moving backward. Time jumped back to the moment he grabbed the ketchup. I froze.
Didn't you just squirt the ketchup on yourself?
He just stared at me, confused. I forced a smile, telling myself it was only my imagination. But our strange conversation caught the attention of a nearby cop. A chill ran through me. I grabbed my son and left the restaurant. He could tell I was nervous. Trying to calm me down, he turned on the music and pressed harder on the gas. It only made me more uneasy. I told him to slow down. He laughed. Thinking I was overreacting, he picked up the camera, trying to film my panic. Then, a loud siren screamed behind us. A police car pulled us over. I told my son to stay calm and be polite. He rolled down the window with a smile. The officer standing outside was the same one from the restaurant. I explained we were driving to his college, but the cop's tone was cold. He asked if there were weapons in the car. I smiled and said no. Then he looked at my son, asked if he knew why we were stopped. My son muttered it was for speeding. The cop nodded, said he'd give us a chance. But then his eyes caught the camera. His face changed. He reached for it. Instinctively, I hit rewind. Time reversed again. Everything moved backward fast. When it stopped, my son was just smiling, holding the camera. I panicked. I asked him where the cop went. He looked lost. He had no memory of it. My mind was spinning. I told him to pull over. I got out with the camera in my hand, but before I could think, the same police car appeared again. My son ran to ask for help, thinking I was sick, but I was terrified because the cop who stepped out was the same man again. He didn't help. He mocked us, ordering my son to leave the highway. My son argued back. The cop pulled out his gun. I slammed the rewind button. Time rolled backward again. This time, I was back in the restaurant. The cop sat nearby, eating, watching us with cold eyes. I grabbed my son and rushed out. All I could think about was escaping. I made him sit in the passenger seat. I drove carefully. I found a motel. Maybe we could hide for a while. Lying on the bed, I finally caught my breath. Then came a knock on the door. My son opened it, and my blood ran cold. The same cop stood there again. He said he got a complaint about noise from our room. He asked for our IDs. My son refused. I quickly turned on the camera. The cop shouted at me to turn it off. He tried to grab it. My son stepped in to stop him. The cop drew his gun again. I hit rewind. Everything snapped back to the restaurant. The cop was eating breakfast. I clutched the camera tight. It felt like I was trapped in a nightmare. Me and my son, we were stuck in the loop.